Okay, namaste, everybody. Always a delight to be here. And how appropriate that before I take a couple of weeks off here, which you're always welcome to look on YouTube anytime, that we finish our Niyama. It's never finished, of course. It's an ongoing practice, but the fifth niyama that we've been working toward is called Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana. And it's really what, yoga emulates of all the yamas and niyamas, which is we're bowing like we do a namaste. We're bowing to the light within us, light within others, something higher. We're surrendering to something higher, something bigger that's animating our life, whatever you call that. God, Goddess, Creator, Father, Mother, Nature. So ideally, when we do our Hatha yoga practice, many people in the West, I think that's changing, but many people have the image of yoga postures when you think of yoga. But if you can think of what's called bhakti yoga, the yoga of the heart, the yoga of devotion, the yoga of gratitude, then anybody could be doing yoga. You don't have to, you could be, it's a form of connection to within ourselves, to other people around us, to you, to nature, to animals. It's that wonderful connection within our hearts. And ideally, I like to bring that up every session, but when we're truly doing Ishvara Pranidhana, is that it's a moving prayer, that we're breathing, we're moving, we're feeling that connection to something larger than ourselves. So I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to connect with you via the practice. And we'll get started here with our breath work. And this is a really important transition or getting started. It can be called centering intention, where I'm gonna step it back a bit, where we sit and we can close our eyes. We can place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, palms open, mudra, whatever feels to you, where you honor that sacred connection. You honor that bhakti heart. So we'll exhale. And as we exhale, just root down into the earth. Feel that connection to Mother Earth, life force energy. As we inhale, let that energy rise from our feet, through our bellies, through our heart, through our crown, to the infinite sky, sun, moon, creation, Father, Mother, God, whatever you call that, and then let that come back into the center of your heart. So setting this intention, full yogic breathing, with the belly, heart, crown, connection to the earth, connection to the sky. Most important, connection to something animating our form in all forms. You can think of it as the namaste, bowing to something greater, and the appreciation. And that to me is a heart feeling of that connection and the different ways we inspire the connection. So Ishvara Pranidhana. Okay, setting your intention. I'm setting it always for the group. Already whole, already free, already aware, returning to something greater. And then moving out the stuck places, literally in the physical form, in the mind, that maybe prevents us at times from feeling that. And then we have practices to come back. All right, we are going to, I'm going to go back to get on the mat. This here. Have your props, of course, by your side. And we are going to start with a little bit of bilateral. Yes, figure with this today. The head is going to move, the chin is parallel to the right and the hands to the left. You just come back to center. Head to the left, hands to the right. Do this a couple times. Side to side, opposites coming in back to alignment. So when we feel ourselves coming out, we can come back. And this is also strengthening the neck. And return. One more time. Maybe get conscious breath work going here. Again, thank you, body, for what you can do as you extend that left leg into Jani Shushasana. I'm sitting at the edge of the blanket because that feels good to lift, get a little lift there. Right hand on the right knee, twisting, peeling the toes back, bringing the hands to the heart, spiritual eye, crown, elongating the spine. Maybe you have a strap by your side, reaching forward, lifting the heart toward the toes. And then we do our bow. Then we soften, bowing to the wisdom of the heart. Really emptying out in the belly. You hear the sound of the exhalation. Appreciating the connection, a deeper connection to something greater. And then the connection to all of us in our virtual time and space. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head. And with every breath lies infinite power. As we float the arms out to the side, bringing the left hand to the right knee. Deep twist, so we're twisting so good for digestion and assimilation on the physical level, but we're twisting out anything that keeps us up. So opening to nature, opening to connection, opening, if you have a window there, literally seeing some birds, of course the trees, coming back to center. Now, before we go to the other side, we're going to come up on the knees. So I'm going to move my blanket a little bit wider so I can support the knee. And we're going to lift off. So the right hand's behind us. We stretch up with that left arm. And then you decide how far you want to bring that arm over to the side. So waves of joy flow through the spine and especially this left side of the body. Waves of joy surge up the spine and through the lunar side of the body. Really luxuriating the breath and the stretch and the extension. And then the arm reaches up. And we peel the toes back and we come back down, add a little twist to the other side. Okay, and now we're all going to switch and bring the right leg out to the side. Jani Shushasana, left knee bends, situated. Left hand on the left knee, twisting and extending toward that right leg, right toes as we bring our hand. Now we're rooted through the sit bones. We're connected to the earth. Mother Earth, lots of life force there. Then we bring that energy through to belly, the heart, spiritual eye, crown, infinite space. above us and below us and within us. As we reach forward, maybe using your strap, get that long extension through the spine, through the hamstrings, opening up, and then folding. Big exhales here. Bowing to the wisdom of the heart. Every time we do a forward bend, this is a forward bend. Consider the yin pose, even though it's very active in the hamstrings. And just appreciating that heart energy, bowing, and every movement can be a living prayer. It's one thing you're grateful for. And let the self smile when you think of that gratitude. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the head, and stretching up, facing toward the bent knee, and blowing the arms out to the side. We're going to do that lift up. Okay, so the left hand is down. You can use a blanket underneath your knees. You're going to lift up and feel the waves of joy surging up the spine and very much activating the right side. We know this right side is our solar energy. We know that dynamic extension. And just notice where the eye gaze goes, Drishti point. Of course, appreciating what our body can do. We can move, we can offer prayers of care, and then we come down, feeling the right toes back, and then adding that twist, that opposite hand to knee, left hand behind you, chin parallel, flex through the toes, corner of the right abdomen to the left. Notice the whatever the gaze is you're seeing right now. I'm fortunate to see so much nature outside of me, but you may be appreciating the home, the comfort, the roof over your head, and the warmth, the container. And when you're complete, coming back, taking a moment with this foot in front. And again, root down through the sit bones. Think of going into the center of the earth, big molten core, crystal energy, life force, lots of it underneath us, supporting us. Connection. Something greater, our individual self. As we draw in wherever you are in your breath cycle, the belly, heart, spiritual life, crown, and beyond the crown. Sun, moon, stars, creation in that direction. So much expansion above us, below us, and within us. Coagulate. We're able to tune in within this physical form and this breath body and our prana. All right, we could bring, we typically do this in sun salute, but we could bring another person for prayers of care on our mat. Something larger. Could be service as well as we transition into, we're still seated, and we're going to do a little bit differently than I normally teach. We're going to extend one leg. Okay, the left foot is rooted and the left hand comes over. I've done this part before, but you'll see what we'll add on. And now we're adding that deep twist in the core and opening the heart wide. So looking, if possible, if your neck's okay, to look this far toward the fingertips, or maybe just angle it to see where your neck wants to be here. And our seated extended leg twist. And then to add core work, what we do here, here's a different part. You're gonna step that foot out a little bit. Try to keep, you can bring the knees together. The hands come together, thumb and index finger. You may want to come down a little bit, protecting the low back. The arms come out to the side and then to the center. You can feel that strength there. We'll do this 5 times if possible. Inhale. Exhale. Deep core work. Deep twist. Twisting out. Anything that keeps us separate from that feeling of union. Yoga. Okay, it's a lot. We're gonna bend that knee. Lift up. Before we go to the other side, let's ease our back down. Tuck the tailbone under, low back, mid back, upper back, settles down. Feel the space above you and all around you as you hug your knees in. And rock side to side. Head's going along, back's releasing. Yeah, literally feel that support underneath you. And all around us and in our community here. So great. Happy baby. Releasing the low back. Warming up. And we're going to rock and roll. If that's okay on your spine, or roll to your side to come up. So we have the right leg extended. Now the left leg's going to extend, knee to knee. And the right hand comes over if you can, or I forgot to say, maybe your calf and your knee, the little toe perhaps, twisting from the core, from the right abdomen to the left. As we open the heart and breathe. And maybe look over toward the fingertips. Maybe if that's too much, angled out. Standing into this moment, fully as possible. And here comes the core strengthener. Come back, knee to knee. Get the knees touching. I'm going to come down a little bit on my low back, just a little bit without collapsing. Thumb, index finger, extend. Out to the side and back to center. Maybe you could do 2. Maybe 5, maybe 3. Let's see. Strong twist in the core. Use that sound on the exhale. Possibly 2 more. And back to center. Bending the knee, lifting the heart, lifting the head. And rounded spine, not all the way down. We're just tucking and curling. And then we're lifting the heart and lifting the head, shoulders ease away from the ears. And now we come over to the side. Okay, so you can add that in if you like that V pose extension. All right, we're going to make a little circle or figure 8 with our hips. And stabilize for a moment. Scoop out the low, mid, upper back. Eye gaze up. And rounded cat. Go. Maybe easing back towards your heels, maybe not. Flowing with the life force within you, connected to wholeness. As we hover and come off the knees and pour back into our wonderful downward facing dog. Make sure you press into the base of the fingers. Open up the toes. If you want to add some more of that hip work or stabilize, that wonderful calmness and centeredness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Literally cleansing the brain, cleansing the mind. And from here, we'll do just a real simple transition, a flow transition like a wave into our plank. Kind of collapsing the head, knees touch down, and firm pose, extended. Truly bowing in our movement to something greater. Whatever that is to you. And then we come onto our forearms and into our forearm plank. Strong. And then unfurling the toes. And here we do our shoulder massage work before we come up into our cobra. So we're rocking side to side in that figure eight in our shoulders. You know this. Okay. And here we go. You decide as we bring the elbows back by our side, as we rise up joyfully to greet this day, to greet this moment. Maybe off the knees, maybe not. Stick out the tongue, eye gaze up. And rising joyfully. All the chakras are smiling, opening up here. Leave this moment. Continue to connect. Something greater, animating. My form and all forms. And then the knees come back down if they're not already touching. Another bow to the wisdom of the heart. Moving prayer as we slide the hands back. You guessed it, lift off the knees and pour it back to down dog. Spread it out this time. Pressing through one heel, big exhales, then the other. Calmness, peace, releasing, radiating through every cell of your body, every fiber of my being. Now, stepping one foot forward, then the other, one hand forward, then the other. Move this out to the side. We're going to bend the left knee and twist. So you're getting that twisting action again. In a forward fold and extension open of the heart. Again, maybe looking at the fingertips, maybe looking straight ahead, depending on your neck. And then folding back down. Bending your right knee. Twisting from the core, that arm's following along. Connection. Connecting to the plants and the trees and the life forms, the green life all around. And slowly releasing. Bending the knees and Uttasana chair pose. Bring your feet a little bit more closer together than usual, because what we're going to do here is, like we do, sweep the arms back. But then as we come forward, focus is a lot of twists to get them today. Hands to the heart, twisting, if possible, this left elbow on the right knee. Trying to keep the knees parallel. Just 3 times here. I know it's a lot. It's not in your practice. You could be in forward fold, whatever works for you. And then we unfurl, sweep the arms back, reach forward and up. It's a lot to stay down there. But of course, we're going to go to the other side. Exhale, releasing whatever gunk may be coming in from this week. Bring the hands together and twisting to the other side. Sitting in chair as you twist, as the right corner of the abdomen moves over to the left. Knee to knee. Okay, and when you're ready, you release. Relax, you can cast aside any unnecessary mental burdens, emotional attachments. I don't know if those are unnecessary, they just happen, emotional attachments, and we want to keep coming back to our higher self that is able to manage those attachments much better. Softening the knees. And if your spine's okay, rippling up. Rippling up. And shouldn't shake it out a little bit. Got? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very good. We're in mountain pose. Thank you. We're rooting down, sending tendrils into the earth and roots down, and then receiving life force energy prana to the heart, to the crown, the spiritual eye, infinite space, sun and stars. And then seeing, well, we have this luxury of space and time to do our practice, our yoga practice of our moving prayer practice. I wonder how we could translate that off the mat. That's where the real challenges are, but it's, you know, it's we have every day to practice, every hour, every moment. So we'll bring our hands to the heart again. Notice if you would, what your prayer is right now, what your intention. And then that's others with you, a healing prayer to them or a group of people. Spiritual eye, tap at the crown. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up. We're going to open up, not do a classic sun salute, but step wide and root down into a squat, but then adding our eagle arms. So the arms come out and the right elbow underneath the left, if possible, if not, something like this. Squatting. And we're circling. We're circling amidst life storms. I find my center. That's a classic eagle balance pose, but we're on 2 feet here. And this is great. For the shoulders, the hips. And then we squat down. And then from here, we're going to see if we can go into our eagle. I'm going to face this direction, look at it right in front of you. And you can lift. Remember, you can have that block by the left ankle. Bending the knee, wrapping that knee around partially or fully. Amidst life storms, I find my center. Amidst life storms, I find my center. You need to tap that foot down, tap that foot down. We're not staying here long. And we're unfurling. Ooh. And before we go to the other side, we're circling. Good. A lot of focus and balance. Circling the hips. Gonna get some flow going. And a little bit differently than I teach. Usually I start with the balance, but we're going to start Again, with those legs wide. And the left elbow this time underneath the right. It will be different. Rooting down. Squatting. And then circling, if you remember, the other direction. Again, 3 times. It may be small, it may be bigger. Just tuning in to your eagle pose, Garandasana. And then we come up and we shift, and you can have that block over here. All this for you. And in our eagle pose, a wonderful wingspan, and we're sitting maybe partially in our eagle, maybe fully. I'll go partial here. Feels good to do this like this today on this side. And mid-side storms, whatever the challenge is, may go out, but I can come back to my center. Mid-side storms and find my center. And the more and more we do that, the more and more trust. Living in our center. More of the time, maybe all of the time, as we unfurl and circle around. Good one. So, I'm going to take a sip of lemon water here. Into a vinyasa flow. Surrendering to something larger. Ishvara Pranidhana. Okay, so from here, a classic mountain pose. Rooting, yielding, and receiving that support. Lengthening and growing. And rising up. And then this time we fold, swan dive, coming forward. Classic forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the head. Step it back for a moment in our 3-legged dog. Couple breaths here. The borders of the feet together. Heart magnetizing toward the thighs. If possible, lift that left leg up. Left leg up. Root down through the right heel. Maybe bend the knee. Maybe circle. Half circle for the hip opener. And then looking at the space between the hands. Giant step. Maybe take several steps to bring that left foot forward. Spin the back foot 30 degrees. And rising up into our Virabhadrasana 1. So take your time to get the foundation solid. Tracking that knee over the second toe, rooting through the back heel. And you decide how deep you want to go there with the energy toward the earth and the hips down. We're going to inhale, arms out to the side. I'll angle here. One of our favorite affirmations, or mine, I should speak for myself. I attune my will to the source of all power. Of course, that's our Niyama 5. I attune my will to the source of all power. Now, a little differently again that I teach, adding this twist like we did in our V pose. We're going to bring our hands together, thumb and index finger. The left knee is bent. We're going to the left side and come back to center. So it's a twist, maybe halfway. 3 to 5 times. Twisting. This is a lot on the low back. So if it's too much on your low back, just go a little bit of a twist. Okay. again, we do, I teach a lot of the same poses, but we can just tweak it a little bit. It feels a little different. Inhale, reaching up. And then hands to the heart. I'm going to take this in stages. Back in the day, we might have been able to do, or I should again speak for myself, just twist right into that bent knee, twisting triangle. But what I'd like to do is come down onto the knee as options. And then you decide how far you want to take this. So you could be on the knee. I'm going to start with lifting up and then that deep twist toward the left side and palm pressing the hands together and then looking at a point on the floor and maybe lifting off of your right knee, maybe not. And maybe this is too much to palm press. Maybe it's easier for you to place your hand either on a block or by the instep and twist. Twist and twist, strong through that back leg. Within every breath, that's infinite power. In every breath lies infinite power. Power to return, to stay centered in our divine self, our whole self, our complete self, whatever you call that, our true self. And then we come down. And let's go ahead and peel back. It feels right to do a Hanumanasana here, halfway split. Keep drawing the belly in on the exhale. And then coming forward. Lifting the heart, lifting the head. Coming off of that back knee, and we're just going to flow through before we go to the other side. Okay, so we step back, plank pose. Could be knee, chest, chin, chaturanga. I can demo that. Knee, chest, chin, and then we flow up, unfurl the toes, rising up. Take out the tongue. Rising up to meet the stage with the open heart. With that connectivity, union, not alone, not separate. And back. And down dog. Keep pressing into the base of the fingers. Draw the inner borders of the feet together if they're not already. And you know it's the right side, the right leg. If possible, lifts up. We'll do a variation that works for you, always. Bending the knee, circling, opening the hip. And then looking at the space between the hands as you giant step forward. You may take several rounds, no problem. We have time, we have space. And we're going to rise up into our Virabhadrasana 1. Tracking that knee over the second toe, tailbone down. And rooting to rise. Inhale. Reaching up in our warrior 1. Exhale a little bit differently. Exhale, pulling down. I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. Okay, now the hands come together, thumb, index finger. Engage the core, okay, and just maybe a fourth of the way toward that right knee. Check it out on your low back. It's too much. Bend down. Maybe 3 or 4 times. See if this works for you to add that twist. Maybe you can add a gentle twist into most standing poses. Okay, from here then. Our next movement, we're going to allow ourselves to maybe bring the hands together. And I'm going to rotate off of that back heel, look at a point on the floor, or come down onto your knee and take it in stages. So see if this is in your practice, just rotate or come onto the knee. It's all valid, it's all great. It's all getting us there. Deep twist in the core. There's different ways to get to the pose. Entry ports to the revolve that knee triangle. Okay, and then maybe you lift off of that knee once you're here. Maybe that's too much. Maybe the hand comes by the instep or the block. And notice what you're twisting out. What would you like to release? What's in the way? What clogs the energy of connection, union? And open up to greater joy. Energy and joy fill my body cells. And slowly come down. Whatever's in the way, let it release out. The Hatha Yoga is great for releasing that gunk out. Heel the toes back, draw the hip down, opposite hand to toes. Ardha Hanumanasana. No, Hanuman God, the remover of obstacles. So we're, in a sense, we're asking obstacles to be removed, right? And from our experience of the union and with the divine, in us and connection all around us. And bending the knee, lifting the heart, lifting the head, raising those hips side to side just for a moment because we're going to step back and flow. Flowing in your variation of your chaturanga, either knee, chest, chin, or all the way down. Yeah, little locust series, unfurl the toes, hands, palms face one another, and we'll lift up. Recharging the spine, great for the core work as well. Exhale, soften that all the way touching because we're going to go out to the side. Inhale, pulse it up. Super person pose. And soften. And then reaching out in front. Inhale. If this is okay for you, or keep it to the side or arms by your side. And now we can completely rest. Step one hand on top of the other at the spiritual eye. I like to bring the large toes to touch. Soften the shoulders and really feel the fullness of the breath here. Learning to return to the breath again and again throughout the day. Hear that oceanic sound. Literally let that sound calm you. You can bring peace. Maybe you could try that in little moments of the day, the rest of the afternoon. Just tune in and see if you can really feel that peace versus, like, say, a boredom or a restlessness. If you turn and tune in to 3 to 5 breaths, and maybe it goes longer. Feet hip width apart. We're going to rise up again, recharging the spine with our wings of joy, surging upward. And tongue sticking out. Okay, Knees touch, bowing to the wisdom of the heart, literally prayer pose, moving prayer. And we're going to do one more standing pose flow. We're going to hover off of the knees, forward back, opposite stretch. Meaning one knee is bending, and then the knee that's bent, the opposite arm is extending more, so more weight, gently treading. And from here, what I like to do is step one foot and the other in front, one hand in the other, and bend the knees, slicing away, whatever keeps us separate as we rise up. And then moving into, I know we did Garandasana as a balance pose, but I'd like to do Pyramid and Warrior 3 as well. So if you'd like to have a chair for Warrior 3 or use a use the wall or something, go ahead and bring any props by your side to help you out. I think I'm going to use this table here, so maybe look a little different for, yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start in a pyramid. Okay, I have my lovely husband helping me with the chair. Thanks. Okay, I'll do an official now. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to step our left foot forward, our right foot back. So just kind of measure it if you're using a chair or a table or a bed or the wall to get that extension, or maybe you're just out in space. Okay, left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, trying to square the hips. And let's start with the extension of the elongated spine. Elongate, feel the space between each vertebra. Opening up. Then every breath has infinite power. That's a big theme of our affirmations today. I'd like you to take that with you off of the mat. And then we come into our classic pyramid. If you want blocks by your side, bowing to the wisdom of the heart. Ishvara Pranidhana, fifth Niyama. The essence of the yoga practice. Again, we're doing hatha yoga with physical movement, but it can be done as bhakti, devotion, pranayama, breath work, acts of service, karma yoga. All coming back, always leading from the heart, from something bigger than our individual heart. Source of all. Whatever that is to you. Now, we bend the knee just enough to come up. And here's where we can take it into our warrior. Now, if this is too much to have the legs extended, feels a little bit. I'm gonna step my feet a little bit closer here. And then find my roots again. But that left foot is still coming forward. And we're rising up and we're just tapping into our Virabhadrasana 3. Lightly touching, or maybe holding on firmly. It depends what's going on with your balance right now. Drawing up, left hip back, right hip forward. Finding our center amidst it all. Whatever, who knows what's going to come up today. And may I be in my center, may I find my center as I come back. And then tapping in, very good. And you know what's happening here. The other foot comes forward, right foot, left foot back. Right hip back, left foot forward, reaching up. And extending from the hips. Elongating the spine. So you may have to move that chair, and you have to do a little bit of a, I know I do, elongation. Connection, appreciation, gratitude, all these things. You could take another gratitude and you could amplify it. You could feel yourselves really smiling about that gratitude. You raise the bar up a little bit, quite a bit, in that gratitude. And then we bring our hands down on the blocks or by the side of the foot as we bow to the wisdom of the heart, to that bigger heart that animates all life, all forms, your form, my form, plant forms, animal forms, earth, sky. So much attunement and appreciation. Surrendering that. I know surrendering can be, bring up a lot of stuff with people. Maybe bowing is the better word there, to the wisdom of the heart, honoring it. And then inhale, looking forward. Maybe you're able to step. I'm going to go from the ground up, or maybe you want to go from the upright down. Always harder for me with the ground up. Yeah, it is. Okay, and come upright. Okay, and I'm going to set my feet a little bit in. I'm going to find that warrior three. I'm going to lift off. This side will be different. Energetic. Slide the chair out. Try to even up the hips. Just know you can always twist for a focus today. We did do it on the other side. I'm not suggesting it now, but you can always add twists to your poses, right? And to the warrior three. We're staying with our classic warrior three, but know that there's all kinds of fun things to add twists into our classic poses. And then we come forward. Whoo. Step it in. Circle it around. Body, thank you, body. Thank you, props. Really helps. And have another drink of lemon water before we come to the ground. Use some back release and restorative. Restorative poses are really great for surrender. Begin pose. All right, but appreciating the solar energy we've done, we're going to bend our knees and come down skillfully. Yeah, the light's working pretty good for us today as we lift the heart, lift the head, and then round down. Core strength, low back, mid back, upper back. Sweep the arms above the head. And then feel the space all around you. Again, folding those knees in, ironing out. I'm just going to do that simple windshield wiper twist of our legs and then go into the restorative with Supta Baddha Konasana. So heart open with the arms out to the side, feet, the outer corners of the mat. I like to lift the hips and swivel them over to the left as the knees come down. Expansive. That left arm comes up and around. I try to do this every class in some version. Divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. Wow, really opening the shoulders, the neck, the heart, the hips, everything. It was a request. Okay, engage the core, lift the knees up, adjust, and then feet are hip width apart as we go to the other side. Feel the open, spacious heart, feel that hip, and then see if this right arm wants to come over to the left. Some variation of that brush stroke. The most important is the truth of the affirmation. Divine light is within me and all around me. And really feeling that truth as we engage the core. Lift the knees up, adjust. And you decide in your Supta Baddha Konasana if you want the strap around your low back, if you want to bolster. Oh, here it is. Why not? Kind of nice if you have one. Or roll blanket, rolled up will do as well. Now we're just going to consciously, supportively put ourselves, that's the essence of restorative poses. We put ourselves in the pose and then we're supported by props, by the earth, maybe if you were using a strap. And we allow ourselves to feel that support and be that support. Be that support and feel that support. So classic full yogic breathing here. If it helps to place the hand on the belly and the hand on the heart, whatever works for you. But allowing the belly to expand, the ribs to open, the heart to open, the crown, spiritual eye, beyond the crown. This life force. And then pouring, connecting into your individual body, but feeling the life force from the earth underneath you, animating your form, opening up to something greater. Creation, Father, Mother, God, how God is, whatever you call it, something greater. Universal life force, energy and intelligence. Now you're being held by something greater. Opening and receiving. Hear that oceanic sound. Rest in that oceanic sound more and more. You can feel how this is a natural transition into Shavasana. Deep, deep, deep restoration. So you're welcome to stay in the Supta Baddha Konasana, or then maybe perhaps sometime through the Shavasana you want to maybe lift one knee, then other, go into the classic legs extended. Or if you have low back issues, any that block the bolster underneath your knees or ball underneath your knees, or chair, So getting yourself either staying here, if you have everything, you said that all the cozy blankets and eye bag by your side. Take a moment to shift myself, but you do whatever feels right, either staying in the pose or moving into your place that calls you of deep, deep, deep restoration. As we continue the guidance of surrendering, of letting go, of returning, however you frame that. So just beginning from the head, if you're in a position to do so, depending how you're situated. Easing the head from side to side. Eventually the head just aligns with the spine naturally. Going from the crown, the top down is called, from the crown, the infinite space, sun, moon, stars, clouds, sky. Drawing you back home. That creation energy coming into your heart. That's what I mean by drawing you home into this vehicle of the body. The deep alignment with truth itself, with that golden light. Allowing the eyes to soften deeply, the forehead. Outward gazing, just gently going inward and maybe even slightly upward to the spiritual eye. No, there's golden light there. You may or may not see it. That's okay. It's there. It's vibrating through every cell of your body, letting the cells smile. Feel the cool air on your next inhale coming up through the nostrils and maybe even fullness as well at the spiritual eye, the sixth chakra, seat of wisdom, connection, interconnection to others, into higher vibration, wisdom. And releasing and relaxing the upper and lower jaw. You may feel sensation inside the mouth, the sense of taste, tongue, teeth, the gums. Even starting on the right inner cheek to the right ear, you may feel a connection to the right ear canal, sense of sound. And the same with the left cheek, moving over perhaps to that left ear canal, opening to the corridor in the canal, that left ear and sound. and again, returning to that oceanic sound, most audible in the throat. You are that wave connected to the vast ocean. Can't be separate. It may feel like that at times, we can return to true nature. Ishvara Pranidhana. Bowing to the wisdom of the heart, returning to it again and again, breathing into the heart, the floor, the ceiling, the sidewalls of the chest. Deep source. And true self, true love, true connection. Deep peace. And allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. The radiant sensation to streamline down both arms. Natural bend of the elbows left and right. Natural bend of the wrists left and right. And pulsation, sensation in the palms of the hands, digits of the fingers and thumbs. Ribs smiling, belly, low back expanding. Resting and digesting. You're laying on your back, deeply supported by the earth, life force, Mother Earth. Feel that core of energy, infinite energy. Legs, knees, thighs, calves, ankles, all the way through to the soles of the feet, digits of the toes. Relaxed yet aware. And the joy kosha, joy from knowing your true self is already whole, already free, already aware. And offering that metta, loving kindness to yourself and then others. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be blessed. May you know peace and ease and the beauty of your true nature. And may you be happy. And then visualizing another or maybe a group of people that you'd like to send this metta, loving kindness energy to. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be blessed. May they know peace and ease. And the beauty of their true nature. And may they be happy. And just tune in to see if you would like to stay and luxuriate longer in deep restoration, or if it's time for you to transition into movement gradually. And we have been doing the namaste, ideally throughout the class, and continuing that now and continuing that after class as well. That's a way to look at this fifth Niyama, is to honor that divinity in all beings. So we'll send healing energy to others, which we have been doing, but we'll continue because it's such a wonderful practice to do so with the ah, the o, the in sound. The hands could be open or rubbing them together, whatever feels right to you or on your heart. Visualizing others continuing that moving prayer to send healing energy through sound. Inhaling. And bringing the hands in, namaste, which is what this is all about, bowing to the wisdom of your heart and recognizing that consciousness, that higher consciousness within everyone and everything, that's where we are one. And this union and this communion, I thank you all for being here. I will end the official recording part of the class.